In March 2020, the world was thrown into chaos by an unprecedented pandemic, but for some, the turmoil at home was far worse than the virus outside. This is a story of survival, resilience, and the search for justice. A story that needs to be told, because silence is no longer an option. This is the story of a young girl, just 15 years old, who found herself in the clutches of an unimaginable nightmare. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video to spread awareness. It was the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. Schools were closed, and life as we knew it came to a grinding halt. For many, this meant staying home with family, finding comfort and safety. But for me, it meant facing a reality I had long avoided. My father insisted that I spend time with my mother. She was a stranger to me. Despite being my mother, a heavy substance user, she had 4 other children to look after, or rather, neglect. One day, after one of her many day-long naps, she woke up to find the house in disarray and dinner not prepared. Her anger was immediate and fierce. I tried to explain, to plead with her that I didn't know I was supposed to make dinner, but she wouldn't hear it. She grabbed me by the hair, slamming me against the wall. Her hands moved to my neck, and I hung there, screaming, yelling at my siblings to call the police, but no one moved. As I hung there helplessly, the world started to blur, and I felt her grip tighten. My siblings watched in silence. She, over 200 pounds, then threw me to the ground and sat on me. The weight of her body felt like it was crushing my very soul. No matter how hard I tried to resist, she mocked me, calling me names, pretending to cry like a baby. I was too weak to fight back, my vision blurring. I said a little prayer, hoping for a miracle. The last thing I remember was her threatening me, telling me I'd be in big trouble if I told anyone. The next thing I knew, it was I woke up in bed, my father by my side, 2 police officers standing over me, their faces etched with shock and concern. I learned that my oldest brother had called the police when he saw I was unconscious. My oxygen levels were dangerously low. It was a miracle I survived. The road to recovery was long and filled with retelling my story, each time more painful than the last. Months passed, and I had to recount my story over and over again. Finally, in August, my mother's court date arrived. Despite testing positive for methamphetamine and fleeing the state to avoid arrest, she was only sentenced to 2 years of probation for nearly ending my life. She faced almost no consequences. The justice system had failed me. The emotional scars were deep, and the sense of betrayal was profound. Today, I share my story not for sympathy, but to shed light on the horrors that many children face behind closed doors, to remind everyone that sometimes the real danger is not the virus outside, but the monsters within our own homes.